welcome to Too Many Movies and not Robyn's Turntable, because I don't have my virtual camera on, and I'm not on my channel for once. This is the podcast where we talk about movies, and we talk about DVDs, Blu-rays, and the occasional VHS tapes, and for some reason, Hal made me do the intro, but I'm Robyn, and that's Hal. That's our special host of this delightful show that I like being on, and we're not talking about Nolan's today, because we have William. Hey, William. William!
Hey, Dave!
Brother, why you gotta keep me waiting for so long, bro? Got me all nervous because Hal made me do the intro for some reason.
I was looking for my hula hoop.
What hula hoop? You don't even hula!
I want one.
Then go get one!
What about playing that loop-de-loops?
I don't want to play the loop-de-loops. That's what you want.
Yeah, it is true. I do want the playing that loop-de-loops. Yeah, because this podcast may not be airplane-proof, but it does have a lobby.
I'm not about this whole motherfucking play.
Yeah. Okay, let's just get into it, guys. We're talking about the Easter Chipmunk today. That's it. That's the intro. Easter Chipmunk. I have it on DVD.
Yep, that's the only thing we're talking about, and nothing else.
And nothing else. And nothing else.
Certainly, one of us did not go rogue and watch a bunch of other Chipmunk media on top of that.
You going rogue? Why, I'd never.
Certainly, no.
No. So, all right, no, little backstory.
You know, the Chipmunk version of Can't Get No Satisfaction goes kind of hard, though.
I believe that. Yeah, the Rolling Stones song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had that shit on.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the Chipmunks, man. They're natural-born talent, of course. But anyway, backstory. I have this DVD called Alvin and the Chipmunks, The Mystery of the Easter Chipmunk. I've always wanted to do an episode on it ever since I started the podcast. I just had this. I don't remember how I came across this DVD. This is not a Hal original. Like, I grew up watching an Easter special about the Chipmunks. If anything, I had a Christmas DVD growing up that had Christmas Chipmunk specials on it that I watched as a kid. But I don't have that anymore.
That's the holiday they're more associated with.
Yeah, but I don't have that DVD anymore because my idea of it is that my dad got rid of it because I remember being a kid watching that DVD with my sisters, and every time he or my mom would walk into us watching it, they'd be like, What are you guys doing? This sucks. Why are you watching this? They were never happy about it.
Weren't they the ones who bought it?
Well, yeah, exactly. That's why, as a kid, I'm like, why did you get it for us then if you don't like it? So, not one of my parents' proudest moments. But anyway, still.
Got that one.
Yeah, but
why did you ask for it?
Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway, I have this DVD. Again, I don't remember how I got it, but I feel like whenever I did find it, I'm just like, I could do an episode on this, so that's what I'm going to do. And for years, I've always tried to, but then it's never worked out because of scheduling and timing. But this year, I put my foot down. I said, that's it. We're doing the Easter Chipmunk special. We're doing it this Easter. And unfortunately, I opened up Pandora's box with that decision.
You made the horrifying mistake of putting me on the episode, which means now I get to talk about the history of Alvin and the Chipmunks I learned this week.
Yep. Yep.
Once upon a time in the 1950s, there was a man with a very wacky last name. Our boy, Ross Bagdasarian. He do be bagging them bags.
He's bagging the bag.
What
the Bagdasarians be bagging it up.
Bagdasarian, yes. That's how you say it, Bagdasarian?
Ross I'm assuming that's how you say Bagdasarian.
Well, that's how we're going to say it.
Yeah. So Ross Bagdasarian Sr., he's an Armenian-American singer, songwriter, actor, and record producer.
Mm-hmm.
Early on in the 50s, he was in a couple of movies and like small bit roles. He was a Spectre in the Cecil B. DeMille film, Greatest Show on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
He was in Rear Window, the Hitchcock film, as the pianist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Which means we now have a connection from Alvin and the Chipmunks in Godzilla.
Yep. Yep.
And also Psycho, sure.
Sure, yeah. But more importantly, Godzilla.
Yeah. But his main calling was song. And one time, late in the 50s, he wrote a song that we all know with some very fun lyrics that he then decided, this is cool, but it'd be even better if I fucked around a little bit. And he made the pitch higher. For some reason in the 1950s, people could not get enough of this, and they bought a badillion copies of that record. The song, of course, goes a little something like this. Ooh-ee. Ooh-ah-ah. Ting-tang. Walla walla bing bang.
I told the witch doctor told me.
That is weird advice, though. It's like, I need help with my science project. Ooh-ee, ooh-ah-ah.
Yeah.
But, Witch Doctor made an absurd amount of money. So that from that point on, he decided, what if I had a fictional band doing this? And created the Chipmunks. And the first in-name record was, of course, the Christmas song they did. So they went from Witch Doctor to the Christmas song.
Naturally.
I think it's technically billed as the Chipmunk song, Christmas Don't Be Late, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I thought these guys were like toads, and they were talking about E3 and how Jeff Keighley is the villain of E3. What?
Well, that comes later.
Ooh-ee, Jeff Keighley.
Shout out to Painter Sepp, by the way. I love the dude's content. He made like a parody of like the Alvin and the Chipmunks, but it's like the Toad, right?
Yeah.
And their obsession is...
Are they deep voiced?
What's that?
Are they deep voiced? Or like the opposite, like
No, they're high pitch. No, let me actually. He made like an entire like compilation of all the videos he did. So I'll just post that.
Then we'll post a link in the description. Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. What happens next, William, in the lore?
Those records are so popular, they make a bunch of them, of just novelty records of the Chipmunks singing popular songs in their high-pitched voice, and they get their own cartoon in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
Where Ross Bagdasarian voices the Chipmunks themselves, but also their manager/dad, Dave. Who is the most... will later go on to be the most tortured man in existence.
He really is. Poor Dave.
So they're very popular throughout the 60s and 70s, but then suddenly in the early 70s, Ross unfortunately has a heart attack and passes away.
No! Man, you fucking kid. Kill myself. I'm sad. How can I go on like this?
I know.
Luckily, he had 3 kids, one of which, I believe the eldest, Ross Jr., effectively worshipped his father and decided after he finished law school that he would try to revive the brand. And that led to the creation of the 80s Alvin and the Chipmunks cartoon, which brings us to everything that has then happened since that point.
Yeah.
Like, the moment he got control, it just blew the fuck up.
Yeah, and
like,
we're talking full
is the
control.
version you think of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, Ross Sr. willed the franchise to all 3 of his kids, but eventually by the 90s, Ross Jr. and his wife Janice bought the other shares because the other 2 kids just didn't care.
Right, yeah.
Bro.
And basically, if you think of anything with the Chipmunks, they've had their hands on it because they also voice them. Ross Jr. voices Alvin, Simon, and Dave, and then Janice voices Theodore and the Chipettes.
Yeah.
Like, in everything. Like, I think, like, the live-action movies have different people for the speaking roles for them, but as far as I'm aware, Ross and Janice still do the singing voices.
Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know that part.
That's just what I've seen.
Yeah.
So the DVD in question that we have, it's 1 30-minute Easter special and then 4 random episodes of the Alvin and the Chipmunks TV show from the 80s.
Yes.
Which, if believe it or not, that TV show ran for 8 seasons.
How many episodes?
Well over 100.
Yeah, hundreds of episodes. Yeah. So this was popular.
They were, this was popular, and they were still making records in the 70s and I believe probably around the 80s.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because they were probably still like a musical act,
Yeah. Like, watching a couple episodes of the show, it's like, so are they actually famous or not in this universe?
That is weird, because you watch the intro of the show on a couple of these random episodes that they just insert, and yeah, they're like putting on a big performance on a stage in front of people that's going live to national television. But then you watch the show, and they're just three normal kids going to school, and Dave is their dad. So it's like, okay, which is it?
And like you get mixed signals, because it's like, I watched some of the extra things I watched. Like, I watched both that Phantom episode and the Phantom of the Rock Opera episode, which were two different things, by the way. And Alvin is like starring in an opera they're putting on. So it's like, so are you famous or not?
Yeah, I don't understand it myself. Is this like, I don't know. Who cares? It's the Chipmunks.
And like the Back to the Future parody episode, which isn't really a Back to the Future parody because it's more about them meeting their past selves. It's like, no, they have a CD. They are famous. So it's like, take your pick.
Yeah, I guess it varies from episode to episode.
Yeah, we watched the full movie, Chipmunk Adventure, and like, there's merch of them. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Like, in the episode The Phantom, where Dave becomes a heavy metal rock star, he at one point like picks up one of his own like magazine covers, and right behind it is one with Alvin on it. So it's like, so are they famous or not too? I don't know.
Here's a $1 million question. Does this show have good old Ian Hawke?
No.
I don't know. When Dave is a rock star, he dresses like Captain Harlock drawn from memory, if that means anything.
That's
it. I'm breaking the sound barrier.
No David Cross, no interest.
Yeah, so within this continuity for the 80s series, we have the cartoon itself. Then there's, for movies, we have the Chipmunk Adventure, which is the movie most people are familiar with. The duology of Meet Frankenstein and Meet the Wolfman,
right?
From 1999 and 2000, respectively. We have the alleged live-action prequel film Little Alvin and the Mini Monks, where the Chipmunks are portrayed with Muppets. Good. And Janice Carmen is herself in live-action helping raise them for the summer, while Dave, played by Ross Jr., is away. And there's also this puppet bird and puppet frog in that house. And like the frog talks like a surfer dude.
That sounds incredible.
And then there's the other specials that were straight to video or TV, like A Chipmunk Christmas, which actually predates the cartoon. But then you have I Love the Chipmunks Valentine special, a Chipmunk reunion where you get to meet their mom. There's technically, this is like the big crossover event, Cartoon All-Stars to the Rescue, where the teachers say no to drugs.
Yep, that's a classic.
Do you want to hear Simon say marijuana?
Marijuana. What's this?
What's up, Doc? What's this? A joint?
Do you want to hear Alf threaten Garfield?
Okay, Garfield, do you want to help us, or do you want to be lunch?
Yeah. What an incredible special.
Damn.
Yeah, that's real.
There's that wonderful song, Wonderful Ways to Say No, written by Howard Ashman and Alan Menken.
See, that was the biggest. I was like, what the fuck? Them?
Okay.
And fucking Huey, Dewey, and Louie get to sing?
So
Alan Menken.
Alan Menken, Howard.
Big reaction to that game.
Yeah, so Howard.
They wrote Little Shop of Horrors, the musical. Then they did the music for Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast.
Oh.
Yeah, so, those random weird things that nobody cares about. No, they also did the Cartoon All-Stars. That's their biggest claim to fame.
Yeah.
True. Well, I mean, I've never seen Little Mermaid, but like Beauty and the Beast, now that pieces it together.
Now it pieces it together. Anyway, sorry, William, continue.
Yeah, do you want to hear Huey, Dewey, and Louie sing at you to stop doing drugs?
More than anything.
I'd rather have Scrooge sing to me, thank you.
Also, then after that, same year as Cartoon All-Stars is the special Rockin' for the Decades. which is a faux behind the music style video hosted by the Fresh Prince, Will Smith himself.
Hey, yo.
And is basically just an excuse to either show old clips from the 60s series and also have new animated segments of the Chipmunks parodying the biggest stars of those individual decades.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to see Theodore dressed as Elton John performing Crocodile Rock?
Do you want to see them dressed as the Beatles?
Do you want to see them dressed as Elvis in the Rolling Stones? They couldn't actually get the sign off, I guess, to do parodies of Michael Jackson's songs. So instead, they just show you snippets of the music videos for Smooth Criminal and Beat It with Alvin, Tom and Jerry into it like that one Gene Kelly movie.
Yeah, it is exactly like that Gene Kelly movie with Tom and Jerry. That's funny.
And like they don't sing either, they're just in the music video.
Yeah, they're just there. Just be like, hey, look, there's Alvin in the Beat It video. Cool.
It's also funny because like on the VHS cover, it even says featuring Michael Jackson.
Technically.
Like, yeah, sure.
I guess.
Sign off on this, but sure.
Yeah, I guess.
They couldn't get the rights for Michael Jackson.
Well, they got the rights to put it on the video.
But like,
they could. I guess they couldn't actually do a song parody or anything.
I mean, look, Michael Jackson was the shit back in the day.
Man, this reminds me of another copyright reason with Michael Jackson. It reminds me of a certain game that a lot of people like love from a familiar franchise. What was it called?
Mario.
Mario.
Yeah, Mario. Mario the third.
Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Yeah. Then we had the Halloween special, Trick or Treason. I haven't seen this one yet. I don't remember what it's about. A Chipmunk celebration, which I think is a Thanksgiving special.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally in 1995 we have the Easter Chipmunk.
The Mystery of the No, it's just called the Easter Chipmunk. The DVD is called The Mystery of the Easter Chipmunk, but the actual special is just called The Easter Chipmunk, which is what we're talking about today.
Well, before we talk about that, we have to talk about Malibu Bikini Shop.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, please explain this connection because it is actually very interesting, this connection.
Okay, I love how we're like almost like 20 minutes in and we haven't even talked about the episode.
Yeah, that's normal.
We have to talk about the Chipmunk history.
Yeah, the Chipmunk history is very important. Anyway, sorry.
We got to talk about Alvin threatening Will Smith to ruin his career if he does not glaze them.
Mm-hmm. That is real.
Oh my God.
Alvin, I have a career to worry about. What do you mean Paul Abdul doesn't want to work with us? She doesn't want to upset the cat. Actual line in the special.
2 steps
they
forward,
have to reference
2 steps back.
Yeah, they fucking reference the MC Scat Cat.
That's incredible. Anyway, sorry. Malibu Beach or whatever the fuck you were talking about.
The Malibu Bikini Shop.
That's what it was.
So, okay. It's a 1980s screwball boner comedy. Any movie that has the word bikini in it is basically the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2 brothers who inherit a bikini shop from their deceased aunt. The one is a slacker surfer dude who just wants to ogle women. And the other is a recent college graduate who is engaged to a rich lady and is going to begin working for her father in the fall after they get married. And so he's like all business and work and self-serious. But then, obviously, oh no, he learns that this isn't the woman for me, and I love this other nice girl who works at the bikini shop. And the 2 brothers have to work together to save the shop after he tries to sell it, unfortunately. To buy it back, because now he doesn't want to sell it anymore. And he doesn't want to get married to his bitch fiance. And throughout, you have a bunch of and like, the movie itself is like exactly what you think it is, but like the soundtrack is like actually pretty cool because there's a lot of synth wave and rock stuff.
It sounds awesome.
About halfway through, there's a song that plays during a tan line contest called "The Girls of Rock and Roll," which 1 year later, inexplicably, would be covered by the goddamn Chipettes and the Chipmunks in Athens, Greece in the theatrical film A Chipmunk Adventure.
Yeah, and it's the best part of that movie.
Yeah, and it's also where people know the song from. That this song that everyone associates with Alvin and the Chipmunks was actually from a movie where a guy installs a 2-way mirror in a bikini shop so he can stare at naked women.
fucking wild.
That's awesome.
Someone saw that movie in the 80s and said, this will go great in our animated Chipmunk movie.
Yeah.
No, it would not.
Well,
I mean, it did. It's the best part of the movie.
It is the best part of the movie, and then further gets parodied. It gets further parodied by Nostalgia Critic and Nostalgia Chick in their Chipmunk Adventure review.
You know, I tried to rewatch that portion of the review after.
Are you kidding me?
In the lead up to this, I actually tried to rewatch that part of the review for research purposes. In the moment Doug just crooned out, I just kind of paused the video and left. That's enough for me. We're done. We're done.
Look, the best part is when Nostalgia Chick just goes, "You want to sing about it?"
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Also, Alvin did lose that race. They do not have a vehicle anymore, meaning they are disqualified. The chip that's technically won.
Oh, yeah.
So just sign here. Sing? No, sign. Sure. So sign. I'd rather sing.
You know, it's really funny you brought that up because that is a holiday special that turns into a legal drama.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, you're right.
Not unlike the holiday special that turns into a legal drama we're talking about today. Isn't it funny? This is the second time William's been on an episode, and we're talking about a holiday special that turns into a legal drama.
When was the first time?
Grandma got run
over by a reindeer.
Yeah.
We actually covered that.
Yeah, we covered it during the Jack Frost episode.
Yeah.
Classic.
For the record, the Jack Frost episode was just an excuse to talk about Grandma got run over by a reindeer.
And
evidently, this episode was an excuse for me to end up watching Cartoon All-Stars to the rescue.
Yeah, that was my plan the whole time.
I'm sorry
this
for your loss.
This is Hal's devious plan to make William watch an 80s Skinamax film.
Yep, devious licks strikes again.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Well, speaking of loss, we watched the Easter Chipmunk, and it's not very good. I mean, look, no, it's not very good. It's bad. Is it the worst thing I've ever talked about on the podcast? No, but it's. Look, I'm very hit or miss with a lot of Easter specials when it comes to Easter specials. I mean, I'm hit or miss when it comes to Easter in general. You know, even though I'm making an episode devoted to Easter this year, I really just could not care less about Easter as a holiday to begin with. So I guess the specials quality kind of reflects my thoughts on Easter, where it's like, whatever.
See, what I think with this is that there is way too much happening in this for 22 minutes. This needed to be a full hour.
Yeah.
Like, they're doing way too much and moving way too fast, meaning nothing is explained at any moment.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, the Easter Bunny is real. We just met him. Our grandpa said that he was the Easter Chipmunk without explaining what that was. Yo, the Easter Bunny doesn't want people in this room. Oh, he's making a lot of money for something. How dare he? I'm going to sue him. Like, what?
These guys have fucking outside of Dave?
Yeah.
What?
It's really bizarre. And I get it. It's a cartoon meant for children, but I don't know. There's still not a level where any of this makes that much sense, you know? It just kind of sort of all happens.
I only grew up with the lore of the live action film.
Yeah.
I had no idea how the lore worked.
I mean, again, it's hard to know, like, are they famous in this universe or are they not famous in this universe? I mean,
I think they're known enough.
Right.
They're famous when they need to be.
Yeah, because Alvin is able to.
Famous when they feel like it.
Yeah, well, Alvin is able to get an actual trial going against the Easter Bunny, and he's able to represent himself in court. So, like, he's obviously famous enough that he can do that. But, like, why can he do that, you know?
Yeah. Also, since, like, there is no actual reasoning for him to be able to do this, because he has no grounds to sue.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so the fact...
Do we want to get to that now or later?
We're kind of all over the place already. Might as well just get to it now.
So, a couple of days ago, So it's like we watch this, and it's like this doesn't make any sense, and it's like there's shouldn't be any reason we even do this trial, and we don't know what he's suing for. But it's like we don't study law, so it's like we're pretty sure he can't do this, but we don't know why he can't do this. Lucky for us, our good friend, our dear sweet friend Jessica Lavender Whale is currently studying law, meaning she would know the reasons. So I messaged her saying, hey, can you watch this and give me your thoughts? I didn't give her any context at that point, but I just had her ask her to watch it and give me her thoughts. So Jess got back to me a couple hours later, and yeah, she gave me the bullet points. She was gonna write them in an actual memorandum, but she said it just wasn't worth it, so she just gave me the bullet points. I'm going to be reading this verbatim.
Please read it verbatim. I need to hear. Yeah, I need to hear Jess's bullet points.
Bullet point 1. Alvin would probably not be able to file a multi-million-dollar lawsuit because he is a chipmunk and could not afford attorney's fees. Maybe some attorneys would take that case on a contingent fee, but they should at least try to verify Alvin's claims about the Easter Chipmunk first. Knowingly making a false pleading on behalf of your client is legal malpractice and could lead to sanctions. Bullet point number 2. This case should absolutely not have made it to trial. Trial in civil cases is preceded by a discovery period where witnesses are deposed and relevant evidence is admitted. A pretrial disposition, the position of the aunt, would have immediately revealed Alvin's mistake about the Easter Chipmunk, and the Easter Bunny would have been granted summary judgment if his lawyers couldn't get the complaint dismissed even sooner. Like at the pleading stage, pleadings have to allege plausible facts. Bullet point number 3. The Easter Bunny could possibly even cross-claim for libel since Alvin made false statements of fact on TV to hurt the bunny's reputation while disregarding the risk that they were false. Bullet point number 4. Alvin could not cross-examine witnesses in court because he is not an attorney. He is a chipmunk child, unqualified to practice law. And where the heck are the Easter Bunny's defense lawyers? Bullet point number 5, I think. This is 5, right?
Yeah, I think this is 5.
Yeah. That badgering the badger joke was pretty funny, I'll grant that. Bullet point number 6. Alvin's recording of the Easter Bunny and bag of scrap parts are probably not admissible as evidence because he got them illegally while trespassing. And the final bullet point, making anonymous donations to charity is not in fact a crime, and it's unclear why Alvin is accusing the Easter Bunny of crimes during a civil trial. Presumably some kind of tort claim for copyright infringement or unjust enrichment or something. And also she sent me this meme that you can put in the video.
Okay.
His ass is not surviving a 12v6 motion.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a mic drop right there from our good friend Jess.
So yeah, now we have the actual proper reasonings for why this is bullshit.
Yeah. Honestly, that's great. I'm glad we could have those as reasonings as to why this does not make any sense. But also, as a dumb, stupid kids cartoon meant for babies, it's also just not funny outside of a few standout moments that I've thought about over the years since I first watched this.
Specifically the security guard.
The security guard's a big one, yeah, because early on he's just like Mr. Easterbut, or it was like, yeah, Mr. Hoppity's not available at the moment. You're like, that's a very random Jack Nicholson homage, but okay, I'll allow it, I guess.
And then he gets to the court case where they're interviewing him, and I was like, tell us the truth, and he just barks, you can't handle the truth.
Yeah, and then it makes sense why he was doing the Jack Nicholson impression. I kind of like that.
They only did that just to make that reference.
Yeah, I kind of like that they don't, because usually when you have a very obvious reference kind of voice like that, you would immediately make it obvious why you're making that joke. But they wait like a couple scenes until they actually show their hand on that. It's like, okay, you guys took your time, and it was worth it in the end.
Yeah, so let's go over the actual plot of what happens here. So they're in Easterland, which is a real place, I guess, meeting up with the Easter Bunny's aunt and their uncle grandfather or whoever who says something about being the Easter chipmunk after they witness the real Easter bunny giving like bastards or something, and they get his autograph.
Yes.
I think, yeah, Alvin gets the Easter Bunny's autograph
because he's obsessed with the Easter Bunny. Yeah,
yeah, and his grandfather mentions the Easter chipmunk. He's like, haha, yeah, sure, Grandpa, whatever. And then what happens later that gets him thinking about it?
So he goes to the Easter Bunny's aunt and he says like, "Oh, how did the Easter Bunny come up with this stuff?" And she goes, "Oh, he didn't come up with it." And he goes, "Oh, did his dad?" She's like, "No, not his dad." And he goes, oh, "Then Grandpa was telling the truth. Grandpa was the original Easter chipmunk, not the original Easter bunny." When it's like, no,
that's not all the claim. It was like that was it a different rabbit, and oh, it wasn't a rabbit at all. That's what sets him off.
Oh,
which when you find the punchline to that later, it's the dumbest punchline ever.
Yeah, the punchline is like, no, it was his grandpa. It's like, oh,
no, it wasn't a rabbit. It was a hare.
Oh, right, that's the. God damn it, that's the joke. I forgot that's the joke. Fucking hell.
So it's like, you fucking assholes.
You could have not gone through with this plot, and they did. Because nobody asked any questions.
No one asked the correct questions.
That too. Which is really obnoxious, but...
And just assumed the answers.
Yeah.
So then, in order to prove this, Simon and Alvin go to the Holiday Institute, where you can do research on all of the holidays, and they pull out the Easter book, where they find the first Easter bunny, but mysteriously the page is torn at the corner, so you can't tell if he has rabbit ears or not.
Right. Which,
if for some reason they don't read the page...
Oh, that's another good point. Yeah, they don't read the page, they're just looking at the picture.
Yeah, okay, Simon, you're supposed to be the smart one.
Yeah.
You know, in the Chipmunk reunion special where they meet their mom, at one point, because the whole setup for that is they don't actually know when their birthday is. So they're like, how do we find our birthday? Hey, so Simon at one point just pulls out a Ouija board to ask the spirit when they were born. And it's like, Simon, you're the smart one. Why are you pulling out a Ouija board? You're the science one.
Nothing more scientific than a Ouija board.
That's a Ghostbusters.
I think Blow is lying.
Yeah.
He is actually stupid.
I believe that.
He didn't went to college.
Well, he's too young to go to college.
I
don't know. I just wanted to make a Franklin reference, right? Fuck it.
Damn, roasted.
Yeah. More plot. What else happens?
So then, Alvin goes on national television and spreads propaganda about the Easter Bunny. And then they raid his office, smash a bunch of their telecom robots, and said, he's making money. For what? This nefarious asshole. And it's like, he doesn't check why he's raising money. And it's like, even if he's getting money, it's like, who cares if he's getting money for his job?
Yeah.
How dare he get money? Which it's then revealed that he was doing it for charity later on, which is the obvious thing.
What an asshole.
But then, after all that, after trashing his warehouse, he then sues him for multi-millions of dollars, because I guess he can just do that because he's a superstar. And then the court case happens, where the moment they put the aunt on the trial, she's like, no, it's a hare. And then everyone just laughs at Alvin.
Yeah, because he screwed up.
And then, and then Dave shows up and yells at him.
Yeah, which, when Dave turned on the TV and he saw the trial was happening, that's when it hit me like a bus, where I realized, oh, that's why this is a legal drama in the second half. Because then I put the pieces together. This special came out in 1995, and Alvin's making a whole media circus out of this trial. It's like, oh, I see what this is referencing.
He can't be the Easter Bunny. His Easter gloves don't fit. He couldn't have done it.
Yeah. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. That's the line, right? The OJ line? Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, which, by the way, I rewatched the Easter Chipmunk one day before the 1-year anniversary of OJ passing.
And we watched the Chipmunk Adventure on the anniversary of OJ passing in response.
Yeah, this is just like George Orwell's book, 1984.
Man, we cannot escape this fucker in this friend group.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why? He's a big part of the Too Many Movies lore, O.J. Simpson.
No, the fuck he's not.
Oh yes, he is. Oh yes, he is.
I want out of this friend group, bro. I can't anymore.
Well,
he went out of this friend group. Damn, it's just like George Orwell's book.
1984.
Yeah. So, well, this is awkward because we're transitioning from talking about OJ to talking.
No, we're not done.
We're not.
We're still talking about the Easter special because there's one very important part in the middle of all this.
Well, that's the part I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. It's awkward that we were just talking about O.J. Simpson, a prominent black figure in history, to then talking about one of the biggest things to come out of this special.
So there's just like a random moment, like one scene ends and we just fade into another scene where, so setting up, before we tell you what happens, so Simon is like teaching Theodore something, I guess, just like studying with him.
Yeah.
About learning different words.
Yep.
Or like, okay, you have to name words that start with this letter. So, before we even get that context, a scene fades into the next scene, and you just slowly fade into a computer screen that shows a nice field with some mountains and a river in the back, and just has in big, bright red letters, N-word. And then a little N car rolls up, and Simon says, "Okay, Theodore, name everything that starts with N." That is all the context we are given at this moment.
It's insanity.
And Theodore just starts sweating and being scared, like he doesn't know what to say. Which, in this day and age, you know what we're thinking of.
Exactly.
In actual execution, it's just an excuse to make a fat joke about Theodore because he says knife.
Yeah, and he's like, no, that doesn't start with an N. He's like, knife? Really, Simon? Come on.
You're busting my balls here.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, it just fades right in on N-word.
Yeah, come on, man. It's too easy. It's too easy.
Who would have thought that in the 50s, an innocent man makes a song with funny sound effects, and then 30 years later, N-word.
Woo! Oh,
so yeah, Alvin gets embarrassed on national television, and the special ends.
Yeah, basically, because they realize, oh, there was no Easter Chipmunk. Their grandpa was just senile and just didn't explain properly.
The bit was just, he's the Easter Chipmunk because he delivers baskets to his grandkids.
Yeah.
That's the entire bit.
Yeah, and he never clarified that, and Alvin just took that to the most extreme, basically.
Alvin's an idiot, but we love him, but we also hate him.
Pretty much, yes.
Alvin is the most insufferable person in all of existence.
But also the coolest character ever.
Correct.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of the Chipmunks, man. They're both the worst thing ever and the best thing ever.
But yet he also had his Sega.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what I mean by that?
What do you mean by that, Robyn?
I got some very documented footage. What you're about to hear might be disturbing, but I promise you that this is something y'all need to experience for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't I just...
Ready, Simon?
Okay.
Ready, Theodore?
Okay.
Alvin?
Oh, Pete, didn't know!
Dude, I fucking love those clips of like...
Yeah.
I'm just fucking like... them getting fucked by P. Diddy.
Oh, the best is when I forget which movie it is, but there's a movie when Alvin or one of them just goes,
like P. Diddy with fur.
"Yeah, this is absurd. I feel like P. Diddy with fur," and yeah, it's phenomenal. It's so funny in current meme culture.
You know, it's really funny because like 2 years ago when Toonrific Tariq did his live action video for the Chipmunks, he even like he shows that clip and then he starts playing a Diddy beat and it's like, I fucking hate this Diddy beat. It just keeps making jokes at P. Diddy's expense throughout the video.
Yeah.
And this was before we found out.
Oh, which that makes that video age like a fine wine then.
I fucking hate this Diddy beat. You know what else aged like fine wine? The soundtrack for Godzilla 98.
Yeah?
P. Diddy did the main song for the movie.
Oh, perfect. That
was
more
back
reason.
when he was still Puff Daddy.
Even more reason to love that movie?
The soundtrack's good.
Sure.
That's the one good part.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
You know, the last time I watched the movie, it's like, I did that like after hearing people say, as a Godzilla movie, it's bad, but it's just a monster movie, it's not that bad. So I finally rewatched it with under that assumption, and no, it's still not a good monster movie either, because the monster barely interacts with anything, because all the destruction is caused by the military blowing stuff up themselves.
My mango is to blow up.
And act like I don't know nobody.
Nobody.
The most memorable part about that is the wonderful line that Matthew Broderick has to deliver with a completely straight face of, each of these wonderful creatures is born pregnant.
Oh, that's the line you were going to say. Okay.
No, I was
what line were you going to say?
Well, I was thinking of the Nostalgia Critic Classic. That's a lot of fish.
Yeah, that's a lot of fish.
Well, Matthew Broderick, he does say that.
He does say that, yeah.
He does in the same fucking movie, dude.
Damn, it's like I don't like the movie or something.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't like.
No,
like
I
most
just think
people
you're
don't.
a fake ass fan. Fake fan. Oh, this guy's a phony. A big fat phony.
Okay, Robyn. What was Baragon's first appearance?
Baragon the movie?
No.
Oh. Well, I have a lot of options.
Do you remember which one Baragon is?
I don't. I don't.
Fake fan. Big phony.
Well, we
poser.
We all know you're a bigger Chipmunks fan, though, right?
Apparently.
I mean, I think we've talked about pretty much everything regarding the Easter Chipmunk itself.
So I guess we just go to the 4 episodes of the TV show.
Yeah, whatever there is worth talking about with those episodes.
It's very much an 80s TV show.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know what to tell you guys, but that was like the longest, hardest 20 minutes of my life. After that, I had to numb myself with listening to Ain't It Tragic by Dead Sarah that I got for Record Store Day.
Yeah, see, you didn't even watch the other episodes. But look, I don't blame you. It's
okay. No, I'm gonna be frank. Again, Record Store Day was yesterday. As a music enthusiast, I had to like partake on this and like go to my record store because pull out my music. I'm doing a music podcast here, you know. Shout out to Robyn's Turntable. Go check it out. I'm planning episode 2 pretty soon, which actually I have a good idea for it last night. But I think I was like so busy with that and like focused on that and like other stuff that was going on. Also, it was a friend's birthday last night, so I was busy in a VC for like up until midnight, and I realized, oh fuck, I got to record for a podcast tomorrow. I completely forgot, so I just watched that and just get it out of the way.
No, that's the funniest option. That's the funniest thing you could have done is not watch the extra Chipmunks episodes, because I almost forgot to watch them too, so I watched them yesterday.
I think part of me wanted to is just, I just want to get the Easter Chipmunk episode out of the way. It's 20 minutes. I think I get it out of the way and over with, and just go the fuck to bed.
Yeah, exactly. No, you did the right thing. It's not even that the extra episodes are bad, but they're like episodes of a cartoon from the 80s. It's like, what exactly is there to dissect here, you know?
You don't and I don't think these episodes tie with, you know, Easter.
No, they don't.
Like,
they don't, no.
Because we did like the Troy Brown like specials, and there was like what 6 of them that you covered.
Yeah.
Because 2 of them were like bonus like episodes on like 2 DVDs that you owned.
4 of them were bonus episodes. Yeah.
Yeah, at least all of them were related to Valentine's.
Oh, yeah.
They were just random episodes that just placed on it. It wasn't even Easter related.
Exactly.
Charlie Brown doesn't actually have his own TV show. He only has movies and specials.
Right, correct, yes.
Right.
And so then, then at least with those DVDs, they were able to actually organize them into being love/Valentine's Day adjacent specials.
Whereas this is just random episodes that don't have anything to do with Easter or even really spring.
No,
because the episode in question, the first episode is an episode where they are trying out for a play of Snow White.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is like an episode where Alvin has to help a kid with the Special Olympics.
Yes.
Then there's an episode where Simon builds a device to make his family smart so they can go on a game show. And then the final episode is about this new kid at school who's Irish. And in order to make people like him, he lies and says he has a pet leprechaun.
And then he pretends to be that pet leprechaun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that Alvin can profit off of him in making a business where he grants wishes.
That's probably the closest episode to have to do with Easter because
March, same, I guess, because like they're going for St. Patrick's Day, even though it technically doesn't take place during St. Patrick's Day.
Right, yeah. So even then, it's kind of head scratching as to why it's on here, but I can at least see the
generically related to spring, I guess.
Yeah, generically. Yeah.
But also they live in California, so it doesn't matter.
Right, they don't have spring in California.
And like we know this because like I watched the episode for the opera episode, and like you see the Hollywood sign in the background. They live in California.
Yeah, where else are you going to get a Hollywood sign in America?
They're putting on an opera in L.A.
Yeah.
So it's yeah. Fun fact: also, the season 8 of the TV show is all movie parodies.
I remember finding that out. That was really funny when you showed us that.
Yeah, like they have an episode parodying King Kong. They have one parodying of all things RoboCop.
Mm-hmm.
They have parodying Big and Splash because the 80s.
That one kind of threw me off. I'm like, Splash was big enough for a parody, but okay.
I guess they just wanted to draw the Chipettes as a mermaid.
Sure.
That's probably what they did.
There was no other big animated movie from the 80s that had mermaids in it.
Well, Splash isn't animated.
Nope.
Okay, there was no other big movie from the 80s that had mermaids in it.
I think all the movies they did were live action films.
Oh, okay, so that's why.
Yeah, they did fucking Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Yes, really.
Yes,
Is every fucking episode a movie parody?
Season 8 specifically.
Of season 8 specifically, yeah.
Because season 8 was rebranded as Chipmunks Go to the Movies. So it just every episode just starts out with like Alvin, Simon, and Theodore fucking around and introducing the thing they were going to be parodying.
And isn't one of them a Batmunk?
No way.
Yes, it's a Batman parody, and it's a Dick Tracy parody.
That's hilarious.
Actually, wait, I don't even know why I even asked, because I know like you explained some of the episodes earlier, and I'm like, oh yeah, some of these seem original.
Yeah.
Now the vast majority are original.
I want a crossover between Alvin and the Chipmunks, Dick Tracy, and Duck Tracy.
Who would be the villains for the Chipmunks one?
Batman.
Wooly Bully.
Neon Noodle.
Just steal all the same ones.
Doubleheader.
Aren't these all technically Dick Tracy villains just drawn incorrectly?
I know literally nothing about Dick Tracy, so I have no idea. But
well, I guess we have to watch the movie soon.
I guess so.
I know his name is Tracy, and he's a dick.
Yep, I know that, and that's it. Yeah, so I guess we have to do the Dick Tracy episode sooner rather than later.
Who would win in a fight?
All right, guess we got to keep the group chat going. Woo!
Who would win in a fight, Alvin and the Chipmunks or Chip and Dale?
Fucking no.
I'm trying to think, because I've been very anti Chip and Dale recently because of their movie from years past. But then again, Alvin and the Chipmunks also has some bad movies under their belt. I don't know. I don't know enough about either of them to know who would win in a fight.
I feel like Alvin would cheat.
The Chipmunks would just fight using like music. They don't even know how to fight.
That's true. Yeah, so maybe Chip and Dale have it in the bag, but I'm not happy about it.
Alvin would just hit them with a guitar.
Yeah, he would. It's very Alvin core.
Yeah.
I guess, can I talk a little bit about the DVD? Because I do have some things I want to mention.
Terra Marie.
Yeah, Terra Marie. No, the DVD itself. Because it's really funny. They obviously have a commercial at the beginning advertising all the different Chipmunks media you can get from the 80s and 90s. And I love the way they phrase it, how they say, the Chipmunks are coming home with you. And I'm like, is that a threat? Because it sounded very threatening.
It starts a couple last clip of him going, "Replay, do you?" That's
Yeah.
a threat.
Yeah, exactly. And there's 3 options on the DVD menu, which is hilarious. It's play all, episode selection, and previews. And the previews you play is literally just that same commercial of all the Chipmunks media from the 80s and 90s that you can buy and bring home with you. It's like, okay, so there's not a lot to this DVD. No subtitles. And obviously the Easter Chipmunk special is not that great, all things considered. The episodes they showed, they're episodes of an 80s cartoon TV series. Like,
yeah, they're fine. It's
Yeah.
just, what do you expect out of this?
right,
It's
exactly.
like, if you grew up, it's one of those things where, like, I probably wouldn't want 4 random episodes. I'd probably just want, like, a season set of the
Yeah.
whole show,
Yeah,
which they've never done.
really. I mean,
Yeah, like, you can
Hmm.
only find this show nowadays, like, as VHS recordings or, like, for random DVD inclusions like this.
that's crazy to me. I mean, it's not that crazy to me, but like, I'm surprised even in the modern era we don't have easy access to the Chipmunks series.
I guess because, like, some of the episodes do covers of, like, actual songs. That might be what's holding back certain things.
Good
But it's like,
point. Yeah.
why not just have, but, like, what about the rest of them?
Right. I don't know, but like at that point, I guess maybe they're waiting. I don't know. I don't know what
Waiting for what?
for copyright to like not be as lenient.
I mean, for those songs, that's going to take a while.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Ross and Janice aren't going to be there at that point.
No, they're not.
So it's like, what are we waiting for to try to clear this up?
Right. Yeah. Which is a shame, you know. Even though I'm not the biggest Chipmunk fan, I'd say in my current state, I'm like indifferent to them at most. But like, I don't know. I feel like there are still Chipmunks fans out there that want that entire series to be readily available, you know?
It's like one of those franchises everyone is aware of.
Yes.
And like, oh yeah, I know them. I don't know how many people are like diehard fans.
Well, there's that one woman on the comment section of that Take On
God.
Me parody you showed me.
Yeah,
Shouts out to her. I hope she's doing okay.
hopefully. And then it's like I would see the people that would want it would be also the people who like already own stuff like Turtles, He-Man, and stuff on like DVD.
Yeah, that because I feel like there are complete sets of Turtles and He-Man, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think He-Man might even have a Blu-ray. I don't remember,
That sounds likely. Yeah.
but it's like, and like getting the Chipmunk stuff nowadays is also just weird too because like I don't know who has rights. Like Universal like regularly reissues like the DVDs for Frankenstein and Wolfman every Halloween, but like they only put them out on Blu-ray in Europe. The Chipmunk Adventure, the movie, has a Blu-ray, but it's out of print now. And I don't know if like they're ever gonna reprint it. Like, if you want a copy of that thing now, aftermarket prices are absurd for the Chipmunk Adventure.
Which, yeah, look, Chipmunk Adventure was good from when we watched it in Call, but it's like I don't know if I necessarily want to pay outlandish prices for it. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
And like, it's good. The first 2 acts are good, and then the third act happens and it drops off a cliff. It's like, yeah, we did. It's pretty good, and then you see the pyramids show up, and it's like,
oh no, here comes Bart Simpson voicing an Arabian Prince.
And we're in a jungle now.
Oh, and then you see the actual natives, and you're like, wait, who am I supposed to be offended by? It's like, what are these people? Like, what are these natives?
It's like they didn't actually make them black because I guess they had enough foresight for that. But at the same time, it's like, so you had enough restraint to realize that making them black would be bad, but then you still did so you make them gray, but now you still have this jungle tribe anyway.
Yeah. It was
so it's like
bizarre.
you had enough to know it was wrong, but you went through with it anyway.
It's bizarre 80s reasonings, I must say.
And like, so we say 80s reasonings. I feel like we were still doing this shit into the 2000s for both the Arabian Prince and the Jungle People.
Yeah.
You know, honestly, like one of the worst age ones is probably the King Kong Peter Jackson.
Sure, yeah, that one was pretty egregious.
You know, it's like the Furry Free film. Yeah, everyone was racist back then, so like you expect that. But like watching that movie, it's like, if anything, the natives are just kind of annoyed that these guys are here.
Yeah.
Then you watch the Peter Jackson movie, and it's like he turned them from annoyed islanders into fucking goblin people.
Whoopsie.
Peter, what are you doing? This is 2005. What are you doing?
I thought I was still on Middle Earth.
Like, they're just actively like, we're going to kill you now. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So, like, yeah. But then it's okay. Then they get to the airport and things are okay again.
Oh,
and you
boy.
get to hear Dave scream Alvin's name.
Mm-hmm. Classic.
Hooray.
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is, after all these years of build up to the Easter Chipmunk episode,
You're throwing the DVD out.
I'm not keeping the DVD. It's not worth it. It was fun. Look, it was fun to talk to you guys about it. It was fun to experience the Jack Nicholson security bunny and the N-word, but it's not something I want to revisit time and time again.
Chad, clip that.
Yep.
It was fun to revisit the N-word. Citizen How 2025. Clip that.
Speaking of clip, hey Jess, say something funny.
I actually did grow up with Year Without a Santa Claus, so I just really loved it as a kid. And then I watched it again when I was in college, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. This story is just, like, complete nonsense.
See, you get it.
I didn't realize it when I was, like, 5, but maybe they actually didn't need to, like, literally make it snow in Southtown just because the mayor used a figure of speech. Maybe this could have been a Prison Break movie instead, with them getting Dancer or whoever, Donner, out of the pound.
Very good, Jess.
Input an old clip of her.
Yeah,
Thank you for the cameo. I figure we have you on because you watched it as well.
Yes, thank you, Jess. That was very cool.
You know, like, I feel like I somehow got, like, over 50 likes on that review. I think I'm the most popular review now for Easter Chipmunk.
I hope so. You deserve it, dude.
I'm also the most popular review for, like, Reunion, Rockin' for the Decades, like, all the bullshit specials.
Yeah.
Not for Adventure or the Halloween ones, because I don't have the Halloween ones logged yet, because I haven't seen those since I was a kid. And Chipmunk Adventure is just like a known film, so like we're never getting there.
Right, but you know what? Then you got to make doubly sure that James doesn't watch those ones, so then you remain the top dog.
Or just make sure he watches them a month after me.
Sure, that too.
You know, it's like whenever like he likes one of my reviews, automatically it just gives me like an extra 100 likes on the post then.
Yep.
Because they see it on his. Because like people are still going to that not just a goof video log. Bill Farmer is staying up all night going, they don't want to hear Goofy in a Goofy movie. There's run free my head now. Bro was having an attack.
Oh, I gotta watch that documentary.
Filled with existential dread.
Yeah. So, all right. I say we call it. This is the part of the show where you guys could shout out your stuff. You obviously have been here before, but I'm gonna let you shout out your stuff anyway. Robyn, you go first.
No.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you know where to find me. I'm on the YouTubes. I finally uploaded my first episode of Robyn's Turntable. Go check that out. I'm probably making a second episode soon because I might talk about that Dead Sarah vinyl that I got that I fucked with. Those unaware, if anyone's of course aware of Linkin Park, the new album Flum Zero came out a few months ago. Deluxe edition is coming out next month, and Emily Armstrong has been the new lead vocalist ever since Chester's passing. This was the band that she starred in before Linkin Park, so I figured I'd give what her humble beginnings were like for context-wise. So I might talk about that. You'll find me on Blue Sky. I also have Instagram, Letterboxd, of course, and I think that's pretty much it.
Cool.
You ain't. I mean, on a rare occasion, you might find my Twitter like unprivated just to like talk about something specifically, but I'll just go back into hiding. So I guess you can link those, but whatever.
Yeah, I'll just copy and paste the links from the last episode you're on. Same with William.
Sure.
William, anything you want to shout out?
I'm going to shout out the episode the three of us are going to do 6 months from now, where we cover Alvin and the Chipmunks meet Frankenstein and the Wolfman.
So
Yeah!
set your clocks, because that's happening, I guess.
Yes, it's happening now.
It's happening
You're
now.
welcome, Hal.
Thank
We're
you.
doing it.
Okay, thank you. I can't back out of that
I
now.
was gonna say next time let's talk about a real movie for once.
Okay.
But yeah, Alvin and the Chipmunks meet Wolfman.
Yeah, that's a real movie.
It's
Well,
longer
no,
than the actual
no,
theatrical film.
We've been like in talks of trying to make a trio of us like doing an episode together.
Oh, yeah,
And, like we had some like ideas we had, and one of them I think was like what, Tremors.
Oh yeah, I still want to do the Tremors
Probably.
episode with you guys. I just
Yeah.
well, now the Alvin and
Yeah,
the Chipmunks
we'll just-
meets the Wolfman comes first.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it comes in
Fine.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Man, we're never gonna. Fuck, if that's gonna be like 6 months from now, fuck, and then we're gonna have to wait a whole fucking year for Tremors. Fuck.
Or we could just do Tremors before that.
We could, if I have time.
Or we could do a triple feature of Tremors and the Alvin and the Chipmunks Halloween specials.
Oh, what are you trying to dethrone Lily's Alien episode?
Hey, Hal, do you own the Alvin and the Chipmunks meet the Wolfman and Frankenstein?
No.
Do you own Tremors?
Yes.
Well then,
Well,
we have to staple it somehow.
we'll get to it when we get to it. We like that. It'll be out when it's out.
Just like when the Alvin and Chipmunks movies were out on Blu-ray. It'll happen again, I swear.
It'll happen again. All right. Bye-bye, everybody.